good, and she actually had a theme to everything she did with Lads to Leaders, and it had to do with raising your hand, as in raising your hand to volunteers. That was very clever, but good representation of our theme. I think I have another one in here as well, and that's where we started. But with the theme, again, as I said, that's just a starting point, and maybe I'll turn this off. There we go. There we go. Theme, you got to study, right? So there's lots of stuff to study. As I mentioned, we had the whole book of Acts, 28 chapters to study. And I think at one point I actually added up the verses to see how it compared to Proverbs that we studied last year. But this is actually on the way back from Yes Weekend because February was so crammed full of stuff that we had to study for the Bible Bowl test and the Pearls test, which I'll talk about a little later, on the way home from the youth rally in Valdosta. So this is some of our young people actually studying. We covered about 8 or 10 chapters of Acts and 14 chapters of Acts from I don't remember where we started studying, but a couple of hours. They did a good job. And then that night they took the test. So there's a lot of work that goes into that, and we're certainly grateful for the ones that studied and took the test for the Bible Bowl and for Pearls. There are 136 of these slides, so if you feel like I'm moving quickly, you want to get home before midnight. We practiced lots of Sundays without naps, and we practice here. And this is our young song leaders practicing getting their skills, learning how to beat time. And we had an intern song leader as well. They practiced their Bible reading. A couple of the guys doing their Bible reading there. And then there's our intern song leader, Noah, who he just got right up there just from watching these guys. I don't know, maybe Chad taught him song leading at home, but he got up somebody laughed at that. He got up one Sunday and said, "I want to lead Jesus Loves Me," and he beat time and did a great job. And we were proud of Noah. So after all of that preparation, there's a lot more actually that goes on before you get to convention. But the convention's kind of the fun culmination of all this work, and we finally made it there, and they had a big banner welcoming us to the Marriott Marquis Hotel downtown. And one of the first things that happens is the judges go around and they start judging all of the artwork in the Art Says It category. So we had several judges, and we really appreciate them because every category that you participate in, you have to provide judges for. So that becomes a challenge, and we have lots of adults that have done this. They're good at it, and we had some new folks as well. But thank you to all of our judges. There's Jacob looking very pensive over. Actually, I looked over his shoulder later, and there was actually a varsity menu to the varsity is what he was looking at right there. But judging the artwork here, and here's Joyce doing a very good job making copious notes to get it right because you want to do the best that you can to be fair and equitable in your judging. Here's a shot of Adam and Blake, and here's an action shot of Blake really up close there judging. he's judging, just judging away right there. And so we really appreciate the judges. And then other times during Friday, different times throughout the weekend, there's a little bit of downtime, so we sit around. Here's the guy saying, "Hey, Daddy, please let me have a turn at the video game." And this is a lot of folks take this picture. This is looking up at the top of the Marriott Marquis. It's just a really neat bit of architecture, and we really enjoy, and the kids enjoy riding the elevators. Power bill goes up that weekend from the elevator traffic. And then this is Kylie Reese playing peekaboo. And then on Friday, eventually it comes around, we have Bible reading. This is all of our Bible reading participants when they were getting ready to go out and participate in their oral Bible reading. And all of them, I'm certain, did an excellent job. And this is the 4th grade getting prepared. All those young people sitting on the front row there were participants. The young man right there at the bottom is writing down his name so the judges would have a record of his name. And then this is another rendering. This is a bulletin board that Katie did with the theme, and I've got some pictures that kind of aren't in order interspersed in here. These are a couple of them. Here's Macy Joe with a mustache. So found that and just decided to make it part of the presentation. Thank you, Macy Joe. And here's Madison. Always, well, I don't know about always, but most of the time, Madison is in a good mood. And then here's Eric sneaking up on her. And then also on Friday, this was a new event for us, was the debate category. So Olivia and Victoria decided to participate in debate this year. The resolution was, I can't quote it exactly, but basically they debated whether or not the use of instrumental music in worship was authorized, and they had to debate both sides of that. And they went against another team who debated both sides of that. So it was a new category for us. The girls did great. They worked very hard, and they did not place this their first year, but they're going to give it another shot next year, and they enjoyed the experience. But the reason they did well was because they had a great teacher. They had a great debate coach this year. And you know, Mr. Bob is a very astute man. He knows a lot about the Bible and lots of other things. And he took this very seriously, as he always does. And he taught them, and I have actually a picture of him in action. That's Bob, our debate coach there, the astute college professor there. And that, but Bob, thank you for taking on debate. It was actually the second run we had at debate. We had done it, Todd and Jake actually were the first to debate ever, but this is bringing it back this year. Here's Josh Chapman reading, and Josh Dollahite doing his Bible reading. And then here's, I don't have a lot of the pictures of the girls because the men don't go into the girls' event, so unless somebody sends me a girls' event in action picture, I don't have them. This is all of our almost all of our young people. I think when we took this picture, Olivia and Victoria were actually in debate. They were debating. So our T-shirts, and we thank Miss Melanie for designing and ordering and distributing the T-shirts this year. And we got lots of compliments on those as well. So very, very good-looking group. Again, very studious, serious group there. And then they have some silly faces from time to time. And I wish Chloe were here because this was like that's a good silly face right there. So before, after, so we have a lot of fun. So, and then the adults, we had gone to Dairy Queen and bought the kids ice cream cones. And we're just kind of enjoying each other's company. And one of the best things about Lads to Leaders is the fellowship. And then the adults aren't quite as good at doing silly faces as the kids are. But thank you, Madison, for the photo bomb there. Good job on that. But point is we have a lot of fun. So moving along, this was actually, I wasn't actually trying to make a silly face at this point, but that's how it turned out. So. Then it was time for awards on Friday night. So Friday night is when they give out all the awards for the pre-convention stuff that we do. And there's lots of events that you can participate in, some competitive, some non-competitive. And we had several participants to complete several of those tasks, including a visual presentation, bulletin board, scrapbook, article editorial, just lots of different wonderful stuff that tied into the theme. And Olivia and Victoria and Taylor Beth served as hostesses. Taylor Beth, being older, was actually on the stage handing out trophies, and Olivia and Victoria were on the very end door. And I think, 3 people walked through there, and y'all told them how to get to their seats. So they did a great job. Then we line up. This year, our banner carriers were Jake Rutledge and Chloe Chapman. And so everybody lines up with their banners, and that's a fun time, getting ready to go in. This is the awards before they start handing out the awards. And this is actually Jake and Chloe on stage and representing the Bremen Church. And then we had the Noah group. So every year on Saturday evening, although I couldn't remember this when I was telling Carrie, they have all the kindergarten through second grade participants go up on stage at some point during the show. So Carrie had apparently prepared Noah for that and said, now when they call the new kids, you go up on stage. Well, they also, on Friday night, they call all the new groups that are coming that year, all the new churches that have a program. So they said, all the new groups come up. Boom, Noah's gone like a rifle shot. And so we took a picture of Noah, the Noah group, and certainly glad that we got that on camera. So Noah splitting off here from us. But here's the, so right after Noah went up there the first time, they had started to hand out awards, and I couldn't remember what order they were, but I told all our people, okay, the first time, if we win something, and they say Bremen, first time they say Bremen, we're going to go crazy, right? Pass it down. So about 20 seconds later, they said, okay, banner to the holding area, Bremen, and we went crazy. And we had worked really hard on our banner one day, and turned out we've got third place, and it's in the hallway back here if you'd like to look at it. It was very striking. I thought it was very, very eye-catching and represented our group well because they had pictures of all our kids. But we won third place in the banner. There's our ribbon being held by Ashton. And then they started calling out Pearls test. Pearls is a 13-week study that is published by Lads to Leaders and has articles by great preachers of the Brotherhood, some from the past. This year there was a lesson from Tom Holland that was taught years ago, and then they have some that are written for the book. And several of our young people went through that study in their Bible classes, and then they took the test. And I think everybody that we had that took the Pearls test actually placed in the top 10. So the first ones called out were the youngest. So there's Connor and Madison placed in the top 10. And then all of our high school young ladies also were in the top 10 scorers of that test. And they said it was a really hard test too. So congratulations. And then we got this guy who kept showing up down Friday night. Don't know who he was. I guess he worked there. But he kept showing up, and maybe a recurring theme in the next few slides. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's that guy. Then I told them act like they were not interested at all, and they had a hard time doing that. But that's what that was. And then here's Morgan, who is saying, "Is my tongue purple?" So sometimes you catch people making a face, but this is actually for one of the mass media categories. Was it maybe article? Okay, article. And they both placed. I don't remember what place they won, but they both placed in that. And congratulations to them. Actually, I put it was visual presentation, but could have been article. And here we have more young people up there. That young man saying, "Is he behind me?" Connor's laughing at that guy. He's like, "Coming over here to do this again." And what was this for, Connor? Don't know. Something they did before the convention. And Connor wrote an article and placed in that. Congratulations to him. And this was visual presentation. Article? Okay, this is article. And Olivia and her friend Mary Lee from Woodstock that goes to camp with us, and they placed in that as well. And then there was only called to the holding area was Madison and Morgan. Two sisters, they won first and second place in whatever category this was. And yes, I thought that was very sweet as well, just like our friend did. And congratulations to those girls. And then the next category was, this must have been PowerPoint presentation. Connor placed, and that young man said, "Hey, quit getting our pictures." Actually, that's not what he said. I put that in there. But and Quinn Brand also from Woodstock. And then this is the twins both placed in something. And one of the twins said to the other one, I think that's Olivia, saying, "Please don't hit me." I can tell because of the purple watch. They won an award. And then art, and the painting that you saw Victoria did, and Morgan also did a very beautiful painting, and Mary Lee from Woodstock was the first place winner in the painting category for the, I guess it was 9th and 10th grade. So congratulations to all of those girls. And Macy Jo won an art award, 2nd place. Congratulations to her. And Morgan, another art award. And Jake, 2nd year in a row in art, and for this one he won 1st place. Congratulations, Jake Rutledge. And I always have to holler at Jake and make him smile, so I made him stop. And isn't that a pretty smile on Jake Rutledge? Katie won something too, and there's Skylar. Plausible deniability there, whatever it is, I didn't do it. And we were just having fun at convention. And then here's Taylor Beth, finally got a picture of her. And she was up there handing out trophies, which she said was very confusing and challenging. And as fast as it moves, I'm sure that it is, but they do a great job. And that's our Friday night stuff. Them Centurion of Scripture, Levi and Joshua Dolahite. Centurion of Scripture means that all the people coming across the stage here over a period of time memorized 100 scriptures with a minimum of 10 at a time. So Levi and Joshua both were awarded medals for Centurion of Scripture, actually trophies this year for Centurion of Scripture. So congratulations to them participating in that this year. And then they recognized all of the Bible readers. I knew that they were going to do this, and I said, well, we're not just going to stand up because most of y'all are really short, so we're going to stand up on our chairs. So that's what we did, and we got kicked out. No, just kidding. We didn't get kicked out. We stood up on the chairs and recognized all of our Bible readers. And this is the end of our Friday night awards. We don't count or anything because the awards are not the important thing, but we won 23. And but we had fun, and everybody did a great job. And lots of great recognition, but a lot of hard work, more importantly, that went in for that. And that night, we gathered down in one of the lobby areas for devotional singing. They have 2 or 3 different song leaders that kind of they switch in and out leading songs, and it's very, very good singing and very inspirational. There's some of our young people singing out. And then Saturday morning comes, and the earliest event on Saturday morning is the speeches. And those who judge speech, they have to be at their speech judging meeting at what, like 7:30 or something? So first thing in the morning on Saturday, we have the speeches, and the Joshes both competed in speech in 4th grade and did a great job. There's Josh Dolahite giving his speech, and Josh Chapman, looking very handsome, and did a great job. Very proud of both of them. And then we took some staged pictures afterwards of them preaching. This is them laying it down here, and this is Josh saying, is there not a cause, or something like that. He said, I don't know what he's saying, but they both did a great job, as you'll see later. And then here's a picture of them with Connor after they had given their speeches. Backdrop there is the Hyatt Regency, I think. And then, so you have speeches, and then you have Winter Circle speech. And Connor, who won his very first year in speech, is in the Winter Circle. And that is an honor, but it's also very challenging because everybody that's in there has won before. And this is the 7th, 8th, and 9th grade Winter Circle room before it started. And you really can't even appreciate, Chad was in there with me when it started. There were more people in this room than there are in lots of congregations on Sunday morning. There was probably over 130 people in there. And these 7th, 8th, and 9th graders are going to get up and do their 5 to 7 minute lesson in front of this group. A little intimidating, but all of them up and down did a fabulous job in presenting their lessons. This is where I'm going to get emotional, okay? So I apologize in advance. The 10 guys in this group were sitting up on the front row, and the first thing, several of them started going around and shaking each other's hands and introducing one another. And I don't know who started, but one of these young men got them all in the back, and kind of speaks for itself. And I haven't asked Connor what they said in this prayer. It's between them and God, but it doesn't look to me like they're too concerned about who won. So, moving along. Thank you for your indulgence with me. This is Connor in song leading. Right there he's saying third verse, just in case you didn't see that. It was actually the same room where they had the speeches. He led Faith is the Victory, did a really good job. Then there's some sitting around time on Saturday afternoon. There's Kylie Reese again. Aw, that's what I was going for when I put that in there. This is just some candid shots of our young people, very nicely dressed, having a good time in the hotel there. There's Eric, asleep. Sorry, Eric. I'll let you guess as to whether or not Mary told me to take that picture. Then we have Bible Bowl, and again, lots of study goes into Bible Bowl. The kids, they work really hard. They study for a long time. We come in here and we drill. We play a game where you start at the back, and every time you answer a question correctly, you can move up one bench until you make it all the way to the front. And we try to make it fun, but it's also, I guarantee you, a lot of these young people have a better knowledge of the book of Acts right now than many of us adults. So this is our third and fourth grade team, our 7th and 8th grade team. You can see Madison and Connor and Jake and Josh there in the back. And the high school, 9th and 10th grade girls, and they were very excited, you can see. So the way this works is they will have a judge, like there would be a judge sitting in front of Morgan and facing all four of them. The questions would come up on a big board like this. They have a moderator that's reading the questions. They put up 4 multiple choice answers. Everybody holds up a card with their answer so that the judge that's facing the team can write down the answers, and then they reveal the correct answer. So that's how Bible Bowl works. It's great. It moves really quickly. Everybody gets to participate. It's not like where you could get buzzed out and don't have a chance to answer. So it's really a neat way to do it. And then the K through 2 participants, this is what Noah was going for when he went up and did the Noah group. But on Saturday night they do that, and some of our kindergarten, second grades, and first year participants walk across the stage because they don't get a chance to do that because they're not competing in anything. So they like to have that recognition. And there's Mackenzie, beautiful Mackenzie there on stage, walking across as a kindergarten through second grade participant. And there's Chloe, sweet girl. I wish that Josh and Chloe were here. And then they start the awards. And I think you won for scrapbook, right? Taylor, okay, I want to make sure I got that right. Taylor Beth won second place in scrapbook, which is a very labor-intensive thing to participate in. Very competitive. And then Madison Wheeler won for Songs of Praise. And first year competing in Songs of Praise, and won second place. There she is with her trophy. And then we had song leading. And Connor placed in song leading for the first time last year. And there were 14 or 15, I don't remember how many boys there were. There was a bunch of them in there. And I remember especially the young man to Connor's right on your left, because he was the first one to go, and he had a really nice voice, very competitive. But Connor ended up winning first place in song leading. Congratulations to him. And again, I couldn't have picked a winner in that, but apparently the judges liked what he did. So many congratulations to Connor and to all of these young men for learning to lead singing. And I guess this is song leading for the girls and high school, or 9th and 10th grade, and Olivia placed second in song leading. Here is a picture that got out of order of the kindergarten through second grade on the stage again. And then there's Winter Circle speech. Katie, who won her group last year, was in Winter Circle, and even though everybody in there had won before, she placed third, did a great job. And then Connor placed third in Winter Circle speech. Is that right, Connor? Third? I think it was third in Winter Circle. And that young man his last name is Ruffin. And I went to Freed Hardeman with his father, and his father is a preacher. And he, I think, placed second in there, and Connor had his eyes closed, so you had to tell him to open them up. Did y'all see that where it says, dude, open your eyes? It's funny, isn't it? Okay. Okay, so Winner's Circle girls speech, 9th and 10th grade. This year the twins competed against each other again, and turned out that one of them won first place. I don't remember, it was Olivia won first place. Congratulations to her. Madison won second place in her age group in speech, and Josh both placed in the 4th grade. The little young man to your left was the first place winner. We will have another picture of him later. But the Joshes did great. Got to hear both of their speeches, and they just did an exemplary job. This is Madison placing in speech, I think. Where's Madison? There she is, the speech. And the young lady next to her was hugging her neck, and they were congratulating each other, which again shows the spirit of what goes on at Lads to Leaders. And then they started calling out Bible Bowl test. Levi took the test as a 2nd grader and placed very high in the top 10, because you can tell because they call the highest score names first, and his name was called pretty early. So Levi, congratulations on Bible Bowl test. Josh and Macy Joe also did very well in Bible Bowl test, and Macy Joe been hypnotized, so just having a little fun with this. So almost all of our test takers placed in the top 10 of their age group. Jake Rutledge, top 10 in the 5th grade. Connor and Madison, top 10 in the 7th grade. And then some of our high schoolers as well, 9th and 10th graders, placed as well. And then Quinn Brandt from Woodstock. So this is some pictures. Oh, then we had Bible Bowl teams. So our 3rd and 4th grade team was made up of 3rd and 4th graders and a 2nd grader, Levi, and they won 3rd place. 2nd place? They won, 2nd place in their age group. Congratulations. So they call everybody up, and this is kind of setting up one of the later slides. They call all the Bible Bowl teams that are finalists, the ones that score highest in their age group, and there might be 5 or 6 finalist teams, and then they call 3rd, 2nd, 1st out of the finalist groups. So when they, until they call all 3 of them, you don't know if you won or if you were just a finalist. So our team won 2nd place, and they were obviously in the top 6. So that's the 3rd and 4th grade. And then the 7th and 8th grade, which is made up of a 4th grader, a 5th grader, and 2 7th graders. Was it 6th and 7th or 7th and 8th? 7th and 8th. So they only had 2 that were actually in the same age group, but because Josh and Jake were younger, and they won 3rd place in their age group. And then they had these guys, the high school girls. And remember, before Bible Bowl practice ended every week, Olivia and Victoria were going off to do debate, so they didn't really know how they were going to do. And as it turns out, they won 1st place. So congratulations to our 9th. But I thought about, they were actually the only ones that were actually had all the kids in the grade that they were competing against. So they did a great job. And the team next to them, as I said, they reveal the correct answer after every question is read. And the team next to them can say, oh, we only missed 3. And the girls are like, I think we missed about 10 that round. And so they didn't know how they were going to do. Turns out they won. So congratulations to them. So this is our most popular category. I call this, I think I won 1st place face. So the reason for this is because what happens is they keep this thing moving. The announcers do a really good job. While they're announcing getting one group to walk onto the stage, they announce to the holding area and they'll call 3 names. Well, they might call, Madison and Connor and Morgan from Bremen to the holding area. So that's exciting. You run up, and then they get the group on stage before you, and they then award in the correct order, as it should always be done when giving awards, third place. They call the name. And so you got two people up there knowing one of us won first place and one of us won second place, but you don't know, and then you hear somebody else's name, and it's uncanny, the reaction that comes to the person who's still standing there without a trophy. They're like, I think that means I won first place, and they make lots of weird and exciting faces. And this is one of those. Very sweet. This young lady who was hugging Madison in one of the earlier pictures had figured out that I think I won first place, and it's good that she had her nails done very nicely. And but this is an example of a very calm, I think I won first place face. There are some maybe that are a little more expressive, we'll say. Here's another one. This is the young man who won first place in the fourth grade speeches with the Joshes, and I think all of us, we had him in first place. He really, really knocked it out of the park. That kid was energetic. He had a great lesson. He delivered it very well, and all three of them did great. He was very, very good, and there's I think I won first place face. Here's one. Here's a good one. I like to call this one, I think I won first place, but then this one is like, I think you won first place, because Victoria is just as excited as Olivia is there. I think Olivia looks kind of like she's been hypnotized too, so that was a good one. By far not the best, however, so here's a nice one here. This is the girl that won song leading in just the regular song leading with you, right? So pretty good. I think I won first place face. Not so sure if I won first place.
I didn't know why I was up there.
This is Winter Circle song leading, okay? So Victoria, a couple years ago, won the regular song leading. She's been languishing in the Winter Circle every year until this year. We put a little extra emphasis on the song leading this year. In Winter Circle, you have to learn 20 songs. And then you bring one song with you that you want to lead, and then you draw one of those 20 songs. So you have to be prepared to lead any of those songs. And sometimes you might draw a really good upbeat song that everybody likes to sing, and then nothing wrong with it, but then you might draw Sinners Jesus Will Receive, which is a song that actually has a tempo change in the middle. It's hard to lead. But this year, Victoria did well, and here she's not so sure. Then it's starting to sink in. I think I won first place, and then when they handed her the trophy, she's like, apparently they actually gave me the trophy and I won. And I love the look on this young lady's face, who's very happy for her as well. So that was one of my favorites. And then here's Madison Morgan. I think I won first. A little close up on that. There we go. She's either happy or in pain. I'm not sure which. But that's the quintessential, I think I won first place. This is the worst, I think I won first place either. He's like, la, 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 la. But that was Connor's reaction to being called first place in song leading. Congratulations. All in good fun, buddy. Then we have the girls up there in Bible Bowl. And again, I remember they didn't know how well, they actually didn't know that they did very well, so they were up there just happy that they might be finalists. And then, hey, I think I won first place. There's a little close-up of, Katie actually looks kind of mad. I'm not sure what's going on there, but and y'all don't get off easy either. So here's the twins. And then here's all four of them. Yes, Victoria should have spit out her gum before she went up there, but there's her gum right there. Good look at the braces work there. We paid a lot for those. So, but congratulations to the high school girls, first place. And this is all of our young people that were left on Saturday night. Some of the younger ones had gone home earlier, but as you can see, lots of accomplishments and lots of fun and lots of things learned. And then one last silly face, and give yourselves a big round of applause for the good job that you did this year in Lads to Leaders. But let me say, before we are dismissed, thank you. Thank you to the elders for supporting this program, which is very valuable. Thank you to the congregation for encouraging these young people, the parents for putting them in the program, for all of the people who helped with anything from judging to coaching, to Melanie for the shirts, to Joyce for preparing lots of literature for us to study from and tests to take. So we just wanted to say thank you to anybody. If I left anybody out, I'm sorry, but you're all appreciated, and we will do it again next year. Thank you very much. Have a great week. Happy Mother's Day.